nice to see you again. I hope you've had a great Thursday so far and that your week has been amazing. If you're new here and you have no idea who the hell I am, my name is Alina, I'm an author and I publish videos just like this one about writing, books, reading and everything that kind of is related to being an author. I publish on Thursdays and on Sundays. Yay! I've managed to keep that up for two weeks now and I hope you enjoy. Now, on to today's topic. I have decided to join this year's BookTube-A-Thon because my to-do list wasn't long enough. Well, actually there is a more practical reason behind it. Well, I have quite a pile of books to review for the Eyes on Books blog which I run, and some books that I have to read so that I'm able to, rate them in a nice little word thing where I'm a judge, which I'm not willing to say a lot about because it's supposed to be confidential. But, well, anonymous, not confidential. It's not really confidential, it's just anonymous and I shouldn't talk about the books I'm judging. So I thought that the BookTube-A-Thon that requires me to read 7 books in 1 week would be amazing. And after searching for, new videos from new authors or booktubers, I stumbled across someone publishing their TBR for this BookTube-A-Thon, and I thought, well, I've got nothing planned from July 24th till July 30th. Well, I have a tons planned, but anyway, so let's use that to just kick my TBR into motion of sorts. So I've got my TBR for you today. I won't be doing any more videos on this until the end of the BookTube-A-Thon, and I will tell you how it went for me. I've chosen a specific book for each of the challenges, but I might be forced to drop one and lose the final challenge, which is to read 7 books in a week, but we'll see how it goes. To be perfectly honest, some of these I've started and I'm about 30% through, and I just want to get them done. That's for 2 of the books, and I'll mention when that's the case. The rest are just waiting for me on my Kindle. So, first challenge I'm participating in is read a book with a person on the cover. Easy enough. Oh, by the way, these are all ebooks because that's how I have it. I have a lot of ebooks on my Kindle. I don't really buy paperbacks unless I am at a convention and I get a signature from the author because I don't read paperbacks. Well, the thing is, like, back in the day, because of my glasses situation and a few misdiagnoses about what type of glasses I needed, I couldn't really wear my glasses how I was supposed to, and I got tired really quickly reading paperback, so that then when I got my first Kindle and I could increase the font, it became really, really nice to read again, and I never looked back. The second reason being that I can get books from wherever in the world in like 1 second, and I don't have to wait for the really slow postal service here, which sometimes makes packages with books disappear. So yeah, I will try to figure out how to show you the cover in this video. Hopefully my skills in editing improve enough until I release this video, but if not, I will just link everything in the description and you can check the books. So the book I chose for this specific challenge, a book with a person on the cover, is Heathens by Jonah Bergen. I was supposed to review this in the month of July. It will be the last week of July because I got super busy, but at least I'm doing it. And I'm really looking forward to this. I've read other books by this author and enjoyed them immensely. It was another sci-fi that was called Off-World, and right now it's not available, but it will be republished soon. Heathens is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi, and the premise is that you have an angry kid that's supposed to save the world. The blurb isn't terribly revealing, but I like the idea of it, of an apocalypse that wasn't anything anyone expected. There weren't huge bombs or huge events, just a lot of rage and violence. And I can't wait to read this one, actually. Of course, later on when I publish my reviews, I will make sure to link them in the description post-fact, so that people who see this in the future, long after this readathon is done, can enjoy my reviews. The second challenge is to read a hyped book. Technically, you should choose this because it's hyped. It wasn't the case for me. I started reading this series because a friend recommended it, but it's extremely hyped. I mean, there's going to be a movie after this series. So the book I've chosen is Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, which is the second in the Red Rising series. I'm about 40% through this one, and I had to take a break because it kind of broke my heart a bit, and after the first book left me in tears several times, I felt I needed a break, but I really want to know what happens next and read the final book in the series. So yeah, this is the book I've chosen, and like I said, there's going to be a Red Rising movie, so this is as hyped as a book can be. The third challenge is to finish a book in one day. I've chosen Makepeace by Anna Butler. This is a gay science fiction book. It's the third in a series that's called Taking Shield. It's one of the best sci-fi series I've read this year. I've kind of devoured book 1 and 2, and then I tried to pace myself through book 3. I also have book 4, but I know the final and 5th book won't be out for a while, so I was trying to pace myself. But then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that because I can finish these 2 books, and because I've met Anna Butler at the convention in Berlin last year, I can now pester the hell out of her to finish the book faster. Yeah, sounds like a good plan to me. If you're into sci-fi of any kind, it doesn't have to be gay fiction that you're looking for. If you just like sci-fi in general, I really recommend picking up this series. I just completely loved it. And I'm not going to tell you anything more about it, but I will leave a link to my first book review because, that will hint enough for you. I don't know what to tell you about the series without revealing a lot of stuff that's happening because the action continues from one book to the next. It's not something that you can read out of order, and I'm already at book 3, so I'm just afraid that I'd reveal something that you should discover for yourself. And trust me, there's a lot you should discover for yourself in this series. So yeah, because I'm partway through it, I plan to finish this in one day. Why not? The fourth challenge for this book-a-thon is read a book about a character who is very different from you. And for this I chose a book that I'm supposed to judge for an award thing. I can't tell you anything about it because this is supposed to be anonymous. I can tell you that none of the characters is anything like me as far as I can tell so far. I've just read the blurb and what's going on in there. I can tell you it's a mystery, and that's about it. I don't want to reveal anything about it. I will find a way to promote this book somehow in the future so that people can get around to reading it and not figure which one I was rating for the contest. The fifth challenge is to finish a book completely outdoors. And the way I plan to do that is to just take my tablet with me while I walk my dog. Well, not walk my dog, we go to the park and he runs away free for half an hour to an hour. And I plan to bring my Kindle and only read when I'm outside with him. 7 days, 7 hours might work. The book I've chosen is The Chains of Their Sins, which is the fourth book in the Taking Shield series by Anna Butler. I mentioned book 3 earlier. I'm kind of addicted to this series. The sixth challenge is to read a book that you've bought for the cover. And I got Pounding Skin by L.A. Witt. To be honest, I didn't specifically buy it for the cover, but the cover played a huge role. And if I manage to show you somewhere here the cover, you'll figure out why. It's just absolutely gorgeous if you like tattoos. I like L.A. Witt. I've read, I don't know, at least a dozen of her books so far, maybe more, and I find her writing extremely enjoyable. This particular book has two very interesting main characters. One is a military guy, a pilot actually, and he's quite proudly presenting himself as a man whore. The other character is a tattoo artist. I've got 2 of them and I want more, so you can understand what the appeal in that would be for me. And the tattoo artist is just now coming to terms with the fact that he's bisexual. And of course they're super hot together, so why not give it a try? Especially since I pre-ordered this and waited for like weeks to get it. I think I have a good chance to finish it. The 7th challenge is to read 7 books in a week. And the 7th book I've chosen is Eater of Dreams by Jaken. This is the 2nd book in the Sacred Guardian series. I've read the 1st book, Through the Last Door, a while ago. I think it was a year or maybe more, and I've reviewed it already. And the author was kind enough to send me the sequel to review. This is a sort of a fantasy setting. It's set in a country called Kazure, and Kaori is the new heir to the throne. His father has passed away, and in the 1st book he returns to Kazure and tries to claim his throne, and he goes on a quest to find the sacred beast of Kazure. This was an extremely important beast to them because it was what protected the country and they were already under attack. So unless he could find a way to communicate to this beast, everything was lost and his throne wouldn't have been quite safe. In the 2nd book, after a lot of things happen, Kaori has to deal with the fact that his country is at war and the people closest to him are not exactly his friends, not always. There's quite a lot of turmoil, especially because in the 1st book he decided to pursue a relationship with Hunter, who just happens to be a man, which is not exactly something they embrace. So these are the 7 books. If I have to drop any of them because I can't read 7 books in a week, I hope it won't be the case, but I'm trying here. I will just let you know how I did the Sunday after the readathon is over, and if you want to join, I will leave the links to the BookTube-A-Thon in the description as well as all the challenges, so it's easier for you to decide on what to read. If you've already published a TBR list for this particular challenge of reading 7 books in a week in a BookTube-A-Thon, why not? Please drop the link in a comment. I would like to see what everybody's reading. And yeah, that's it for me. Please wish me luck and I shall see you next time. And in the meantime, if you want to like this video, share it maybe, and subscribe to my channel, I would truly appreciate it. Bye!